For the first time in Canadian history, we have over 3 million temporary residents in the country, and the Liberals are still issuing record level of more temporary resident permits.
Carney's made a big announcement today. Welcome back to Moose and Loose. My name's David. Today we got Mark Carney announcing 3 things to save Canada. Spoiler, one of them is extending the Parks Pass, which I don't even address in this video because who cares? What he's really announcing here is a new way of government being able to erode Canadians' personal privacy. We also have Carney admitting that he has to gut one of his own bills because he got found out what he was trying to do. Let's jump into this.
Automatic federal benefits to help our most vulnerable get the money that they're entitled to. Secondly, we're making the National School Food Program permanent to help ensure that all kids have the nutrition they need at school. And thirdly, we're going to have some fun. We're renewing the Canada Strong Pass so that more Canadians can experience the best that our great country has to offer.
No funds allowed in Canada, Carney. Didn't you get the memo? This is a ridiculous announcement. So the school food program is a joke. If Canadian parents can't afford food for their kids, then that's a problem with the government taking too many taxes. Lower the taxes, Carney. They take so much tax money from Canada that they can send billions of dollars overseas to gender-sensitive farming projects all over the place, including other wasteful spending, consultants, foreign aid, and the World Bank. $3.488 billion that the Liberals have sent from 2015 to 2025 just to the World Bank, where then Oxfam report found $41 billion went unaccounted for at the World Bank. And this is just the World Bank. We send money over to the infrastructure banks, McKinsey consultants, all sorts of other projects, billions of dollars in other foreign affairs projects. This is a failure of the government. Parents should easily be able to afford food for their children. And not only that, there's already provincial school food programs.
This is Canada. No child should go to school hungry or sit in a classroom all day wondering where their next meal will come from. All our children should be focused on learning. Since it launched this past year, the National School Food Program has provided healthy meals to over 400,000 children across this country. It's saving parents with 2 children about $800 a year on groceries. What kind of foods are these? It's most likely packaged junk.
For that reason, parents should be able to decide. Cut the taxes, Carney. That's all you need to do. And you notice there he said 400,000 kids don't have enough food now because the Liberals have decimated our country so badly. He's using this as an opportunity to brag. This is an admission of failure. I mean, look at the Toronto Food Bank. The numbers are absolutely skyrocketing there. They had just a couple 100,000 people per year that were using it. Now it's in the millions. Now it's doubling every 2 years. As for his first point, the automatic federal services. What this really is automatic tax filing. What they're trying to do here is get back some of the low income earners in Canada because they've most likely lost those votes because they've decimated our country. And so now they have this system here where it's automatic federal benefits is what they're calling it, making it sound good. So if you sign up, because a lot of low income earners don't even file taxes, if you sign up, you'll get these extra benefits and we're here to save you. But what are they really doing? As Marty's got the receipts here, this is an automatic tax filing system. The CRA will automatically file these individuals. Taxes will ensure they receive government benefits they qualify for. This is so ridiculous. You can't have the tax collection agency be the one filing your taxes. This is a conflict of interest. This is like having a credit card and them telling you that you owe $100 on your credit card, but don't worry, they'll pay it for you as well. Well, they can just charge $200 to your account, and if you don't pay attention, you wouldn't know. The CRA cannot be trusted to accurately file your taxes when they're the ones who want the most amount of money from taxpayers. This is ridiculous. With this, we've got Mark Carney being questioned on one of his Orwellian laws. Not the question I think he was hoping to get with a bunch of children behind him.
As you know, C2 remains in Parliament. And as you also surely know, the bill contains all these sweeping lawful access powers for intelligence agencies and police. Now, I'm curious, are you comfortable with the notion that police or intelligence can go to any service provider? It can be doctors, counselors, child therapists, pharmacists, and obtain information about if someone is a client, since when, where they obtain those services without a warrant?
The 2 things. One is the bill has been divided into C2 and C12. What you just referred to were issues in C12. So we're talking about the same. No, it's divided into C2 and C12. There are 2 processes.
Now, why did you do that, Carney? Because your bill is going to fail. Nobody's going to vote for this thing. They had to carve out that section that is Orwellian and, well, gives agencies way too much power.
And Parliament will work through, including through the committee stage, and ultimately through a vote. What we have a responsibility as parliamentarians, as the government, is to protect our communities and protect our borders. And where is merited, and there is probable cause, plausible expectation, potential illegal trafficking of, for example, and this is a case, unfortunately, in our society, of precursors and components of fentanyl, which kills thousands of Canadians every year, even though, despite the efforts, kills thousands of Canadians every year, and is shipped through Canada Post when it's operating. There is merit, in view of law enforcement, and in the view of being consistent with charter rights, that there is an ability to take those measures to save lives in our community.
So let me get this straight. The government who's cushy with China, the same government who allowed the flow of precursors of street fentanyl to flow into our country, manufacturing hubs of this stuff to be created in British Columbia, becoming the world hub of street fentanyl, this same government now wants to bring in Orwellian laws to violate Canadians' privacy in the name of dealing with this crisis you guys did nothing about. Yeah, this is real rich.
This is legislation. This is Parliament operating as it should. Legislation's being debated. It's being adjusted. The split in the bill allows certain elements to proceed at a certain pace and others to be interrogated.
So they allowed this stuff to flow into our country, but now they want to take away our rights because they allowed this to flow into our country. Got it. As Mark Nixon points out here, he tried to sneak 1984 into Canadian law under the banner of safety and got caught. Now he's hiding behind process. Yeah, so they're trying to carve this off now because they got caught doing this. It's beyond me how anyone still believes this fraud is here to help Canada. It's beyond me too. I want to point out something else that's interesting. You can see that CBC News is now streaming Question Period. They've never done this before. I don't know if this is just a one-off, but they are streaming this today for some reason.
And what lessons have you taken from the fact that the first bill that your government ever tabled already had to be watered down and retabled?
I take the following lessons from the legislative record of this government. This is a government that cut taxes on day one. This is a government that passed the most comprehensive and what will be seen in the fullness of time impactful economic measure in decades, which is the One Canadian Economy Act.
This guy's such a joke. His ego just got stomped on by that reporter, and now he's trying to pump himself back up.
This is a government that's moving through legislation at a minority parliament at pace and with breadth in working constructively with other parties in that minority parliament. So I'll give you two examples. The One Canadian Economy Act had bipartisan support. The split that you're asking about of the process for Bill C2, now C2 and C12, is a result of discussions with opposition parties in Parliament, work at the committee stage. This is Parliament working as it should, and this is what Canadians expect, that the government and all members of Parliament are working on behalf of Canadians to move things forward.
Look at his face here, his body language. He did not like that reporter just basically told him that his first bill failed. That's why they had to split it in half.
David Aiken, Global News. Good morning, Prime Minister.
Morning.
Back to the Oval. In the Oval, President Trump was...
We're a long way from the Oval.
Yes,
we're a long way from the Oval right now.
And I'll bring it back to Canada in a second. But in the Oval, President Trump was asked, are we going to have a three-way North American free trade deal through the renegotiation or some bilateral deals? And his response was along the lines of, I don't care, maybe both. He wants the best deal for America. Then I think this week you had that conversation with Jerry Butts, and you said something along the lines, it seems apparent the USMCA will emerge with some bilateral deals.
Yeah.
I wonder if you can give us a little more color on that, sectoral deals, something coming out of USMCA, going into these two-way deals. To expand on that.
Yeah, it's It's a great question, and it's hard to give a very narrow answer to it because it is a process. But the essence of your question is right, at least from what we see, consistent with what the president said in the Oval Office, and it's also consistent with what's happening right now. So, for example, and I'll repeat this, 85% of our trade with the United States is tariff-free. It is tariff-free because of discussions with the Americans, decision of the Americans signed in the Oval Office July 31st by the president, but that allows...
The way he frames that makes it seem recent. That's July 31st, years ago when they initially signed this. But once again, he's out here trying to take credit for this.
CUSMA compliant, USMCA compliant in their language, trade to be tariff-free with the exception of certain sectors. What's also very clear is that there are certain sectors, steel, aluminum, autos, forest products, pharmaceuticals, where the Americans have decided are strategic and they have trade actions against everybody in the world. And we are negotiating specific sectoral deals with them, which would likely persist with a revised USMCA.
This is a failed tactic. He's not going to get deals for all these industries, and it's only the ones that benefit him and his buddies that will get deals.
We're focused on retaining the huge advantage that we have relative to the rest of the world through USMCA, that 85%, the lowest tariff of any country, and working hard on these sectors where we're looking for things that other countries have not received, to be clear. And that's why the negotiations are, as the president said, the negotiations are tough, but we've come a long way in the last year. And that's those both.
They're looking for things, what? So they're spending all day, every day looking for things. It's taken them 6 months. This is a load of garbage. We all know this is garbage, man. This guy's trying to drag this situation out so he can have another election and fearmonger, clueless Canadians again, using Donald Trump as the boogeyman. Scary Donald Trump. Got to vote for Carney again because he'll do it his second time around as prime minister. Trust me. On the second time, he's going to get that deal. Yeah, right. So next up, we got birthright citizenship here up on the docket, because what's happening is you have people coming over from India having a kid and then trying to stay in the country because their kid is Canadian because of that birthright citizenship. So the Conservatives putting this forward today. This needs to be revoked. No more vacation babies. Taking advantage of the system, wait until you're 8 months pregnant, then get on a flight, head over to Canada, head over to America, wherever. This has to stop.
Decade of liberal immigration failure. We need to restore order and fairness to the system. And today there are over 3 million temporary residents in Canada, an unprecedented 7.2% of Canada's population. Wow. There's no plan to get them to leave, and this is straining housing, healthcare, and jobs. Now some temporary residents are exploiting Canada's outdated automatic citizenship rules to try and overstay their visas. Will the minister align with most other countries in the world and require at least one parent to be a citizen or permanent resident to qualify for automatic citizenship?
Canada's legislation is clear. Since the end of World War II, if you were born in Canada, you are a Canadian citizen. This government will continue to support a fair and constitutional citizenship framework.
There's nothing fair about a bunch of people flying over here 8 months pregnant and then having a child here and then trying to get citizenship in a reverse manner like that. Not only that, remember the Liberals trying to make it so if one person comes over here from South Asia, gets citizenship, then they can bring all 18 family members over and they all get citizenship. Don't worry, they're not going to vet anyone. Just have them all come in. No background checks, no problem. No wonder we have so many truck drivers ending people's lives, causing crashes, gangsters, goons, and goblins running rampant in our streets. All it would take is one gangster and he can bring in the whole family of gangsters to rob Canadians blind.
The problem is, for the first time in Canadian history, we have over 3 million temporary residents in the country, and the Liberals are still issuing record level of more temporary resident permits. So now you combine that with the Liberals' broken humanitarian claims system, a protracted appeal system, and their reluctance to deport. What's happening is that most temporary residents effectively stay here indefinitely. Fairness must be restored. Will the minister update our outdated laws and require at least one parent to be a citizen or permanent resident to qualify for automatic citizenship?
Yes. The Honourable Minister.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. The Honourable Member has her facts wrong. This country and this government will not create a two-tier system, and we will never penalize the children for the children in this country that are born here. Thank you.
Well, we already have a two-tier system. Look what just happened with Tamara Lich and Chris Barber and the Freedom Convoy. Tamara Lich and Chris Barber got their sentencing to, this is the most ridiculous thing ever. So it says, breaking, Justice Heather Perkins McVeigh issued brutal sentence to trucker convoy organizer Tamara Lich. Conditional sentence of 18 months, less time already spent in custody, therefore 15.5 months. First 12 months house arrest except to and from court, medical emergencies, appointments, religious service, 5 hours a week for shopping, can go to her grandchild's birth. Remaining 3.5 months curfew between 10 p.m. and 5 a.m. except medical procedures, 100 hours of community service. That's a pretty stiff punishment for mischief. All of that for mischief. Now for Palestinian protesters who also blocked the streets, who also made noise, banging their drums versus honking horns. What did they get? They had all of their charges dropped just a few weeks ago. All of their charges dropped. This country is not a real country anymore. We don't have rule of law anymore. Unfortunately, we don't. It's not honest. It's not fair. It's not just. It's not ethical. It is not an honest system anymore. Our system is beyond corrupt because you can't charge them and then not charge them. It's the exact same thing. It's both mischief. It's both the exact same thing. Blocking streets, honking horns, making noises, banging drums. But actually, the Palestinian protesters, it's worse. They use smoke grenades, they terrorize people, they scare people, they intimidate, and in some cases attack people. It's actually a lot worse. Not to mention certain instances, you had them going down the street saying this stuff, shouting, F the Jews, R-word their daughters. I'm not going to play this video. This is a real thing. No punishment. How is this okay? Doesn't get any punishment. Doing this with masks, covering their faces, and Canadians with trucks peacefully protesting get 18 months. Make it make sense. We don't have a real country anymore. Without the rule of law, we will turn into a corrupt African country very quickly. Here we got a clip of Right Blend waiting out front for them to come out. He was there much earlier than all this press. These press try to manhandle him and push him out of the way like they're more important, and he just gives it to them straight.
What's your name, man? This guy, don't touch people. I was here first, so don't touch me.
This guy's saying don't stick your mic in my face when literally that's what they do all day to everyone they interview.
Don't touch me. Don't touch other people. You don't have a right to whatever you want, okay? You can't touch anyone. That's assault. Thank you.
This guy did push me.
You don't. Okay, listen, we were here first. Yes, we were here first. I was here at 8 in the morning. You weren't here. You weren't here at 8 in the morning. Check my film. Check my film. Don't touch other people. You're not allowed to touch. You're not entitled to a shot. You're not entitled to anything. No, you're not. You're not entitled to anything. No, no, you're not. You don't get to assault.
Yeah, this is great, man. Stick it to these boneheads. So arrogant. They think they're above everyone else.
People, you're not a police officer. Not a police officer. Keep your hands to yourselves.
Yeah, look at them. They're just so embarrassed. This is a beautiful clip. Honestly, this is one of those moments you want to carry a little can of that fart spray. Give it a nice couple puffs, clear them out real quick.